Do you ever find yourself saying yes when every fiber of your being is screaming no? Or what about that pit in your stomach when you even think about setting a boundary? What if I told you that your relentless niceness is not just a personality quirk, but a survival program your body has been running since you were a kid? It is a program called the fawn response. In this video, we are going to decode why your body panics when you try to speak up, and I will give you the tools to finally reclaim your voice. Most of us have heard of the fight or flight response. When you are faced with a threat, you either punch back or you run. We are also getting more familiar with the freeze response, that deer in headlights feeling. But there is a fourth, often missed survival response that might be secretly running your life: fawning. The term was coined by Pete Walker, a therapist and the author of Complex PTSD, From Surviving to Thriving. He describes the fawn response as a pattern of trying to appease a threat to avoid conflict or harm. This is not the same as being kind. Authentic kindness comes from a place of security and genuine empathy. Fawning, on the other hand, is driven by fear. Fear of being rejected, fear of a fight, fear that if you do not make everyone around you happy, something awful is going to happen. It is a compulsive pattern where you seek safety by blending in with the wishes and needs of others. It is that constant urge to over-apologize, to agree when you actually disagree, and to put everyone else's needs before your own, even when it leaves you feeling totally drained and resentful. This is not a flaw in your personality. It is an intelligent survival strategy your nervous system learned to keep you safe. So, where does a program like this even come from? The fawn response almost always gets its start in childhood, in homes where it just was not safe to be your real, authentic self. Imagine a home with a parent who is emotionally unpredictable or neglectful. A child in that situation learns lightning fast that expressing their own needs could spark anger, punishment, or even abandonment. Safety meant one thing: keeping the parent happy. This is especially true for what therapists sometimes call the parentified child. A kid who is pushed into the role of a confidant, a friend, or even a caretaker for their own parent. They learn that their job is to manage the adult's emotions and keep the peace, no matter what it costs them. Their own needs get shoved to the side. Your brain, in a brilliant attempt to protect you, writes a program. If I can just be helpful, agreeable, and small, and if I can figure out what everyone needs before they even ask, then I will be safe. Then I will be loved. That pattern gets hardwired into your nervous system. It becomes your automatic default for how you handle relationships, not just with family, but with friends, partners, and coworkers for the rest of your life. On the outside, fawning can look like a virtue. People probably praise you for being so selfless, easygoing, and accommodating. But on the inside, there is a massive cost. Fawning is a 24/7 state of hypervigilance. You are constantly scanning every room to read the mood, making sure everyone else is okay before you even think to ask yourself how you are. It shows up as being unable to say no without feeling a crushing wave of guilt. It is over-explaining yourself for tiny decisions, just hoping to dodge any possible criticism. It is feeling personally responsible for other people's happiness, like their good mood is literally your job. It is saying yes to plans you have zero desire to do, and then feeling that bitter resentment bubble up later. The long-term results are serious. This constant self-abandonment leads to emotional burnout. It chips away at your sense of self, leaving you with that terrifying question: if I am not useful to other people, who am I? It makes you a target for manipulation and unhealthy relationships, because your boundaries are either weak or totally non-existent. And it creates a deep, profound loneliness, because even when you are surrounded by people, nobody is seeing the real you. You are hiding behind a mask of agreeableness. If this is all sounding painfully familiar, if you know that exhaustion of constantly performing, let me know by writing "Reclaiming My Voice" in the comments. Your experience is so valid. And if you are ready to start taking this programming apart, make sure you subscribe. Because the tools we are about to go over can be life-changing, here is the most important thing you need to get. When you have a fawn response, setting a boundary feels like a life or death situation to your nervous system. That intense tidal wave of guilt, the shame, the stomach-churning anxiety you feel when you say no, that is not a sign that you are being selfish or mean. That is your internal alarm system screaming danger. Your nervous system learned a long time ago that your survival depended on staying connected and avoiding rejection at all costs. So when you set a boundary, it flags that action as a risk of disconnection. And to your primitive brain, disconnection equals abandonment, which equals death. You might feel your chest tighten, your hands start to shake, or an overwhelming urge to immediately take it all back, apologize, and smooth everything over. This is not a character flaw. This is your body's safety alarm going off, doing the exact job it was programmed to do. The secret to changing is not to get rid of this feeling, but to learn how to act while it is happening. The first step is to stop fighting your own biology and start working with it. When that alarm of guilt and anxiety starts blaring, your first job is to just pause and acknowledge it. Say to yourself, okay, I feel intense guilt right now. This is my nervous system's trauma response. It is an old alarm trying to keep me safe. The alarm is going off, but I am not actually in danger. You are validating the feeling without validating the story that you have done something wrong. Second, you have to build your tolerance for other people's discomfort. Your system is convinced that if someone is upset with you, you are in danger. You have to teach it through small experiences that this is not true anymore. People can be disappointed or even a little angry, and you can still be okay. You do not have to fix their feelings to stay safe. When the alarm is blaring, you need grounding techniques to bring your thinking brain back online. Try the 5-4-3-2-1 method. Name 5 things you can see, 4 you can touch, 3 you can hear, 2 you can smell, and 1 you can taste. This yanks you out of the anxious story in your head and back into the present moment. Or try box breathing. Inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, and hold for 4. This tells your body's natural brake, the parasympathetic nervous system, to kick in. These tools help you weather the physical storm so you can make a conscious choice instead of an automatic one. Once you understand the internal alarm, you can start practicing with some external tools. The single most powerful technique is the pause. The fawn response is automatic. Someone asks you for something, and your impulse is to say yes immediately. Your first job is to break that circuit. Instead, say, "Let me check my calendar and I will get back to you." Or, "Let me think about that." This pause is your sacred space. It gives your nervous system a second to calm down, and it gives you time to ask yourself, do I actually want to do this? Do I even have the energy for this? Next, practice saying no with simple, clear scripts. Start with low-stakes stuff. A great basic script is, "I appreciate you asking, but I am not able to." That is it. No apology. No long-winded story. Apologizing implies you did something wrong, and over-explaining just invites them to negotiate. For relationships you care about, you can use a boundary with empathy. "I really value our friendship, and I am not going to be able to make it to your party. I know that might be disappointing, and I am going to miss celebrating with you." You are acknowledging their feeling without taking responsibility for it, all while holding your boundary. When someone pushes back, and they might, you become a broken record. Just calmly repeat your boundary. "I understand you are in a tough spot, but my answer is still no." Each time you do this, you are building a new piece of evidence for your nervous system that you can set a boundary and you will survive. This journey of unfawning is not about becoming cold or selfish. It is about moving from compulsive, fear-based niceness to authentic, choice-based kindness. As you do this work, you will start to see amazing shifts. The chronic anxiety starts to quiet down because you are no longer carrying the weight of everyone else's feelings. You will have so much more energy because you are not pouring it all into managing other people. You will start to rediscover who you actually are, what you like, what you dislike, what you truly value. Your relationships will become deeper and more real because people will finally be in a relationship with you, not with the character you have been playing. The people who truly belong in your life will respect your boundaries. And the ones who do not, well, you will realize they were never safe relationships to begin with. Being too nice was never your personality. It was your protection. The fawn response is a brilliant adaptation that helped you survive a time when your authentic self was not safe to show up. But that program is outdated now. It's keeping you small, hidden, and exhausted. Reclaiming your voice starts with understanding that the guilt and fear are just a false alarm from a nervous system stuck in the past. It takes guts. It's not the absence of fear, but the willingness to act despite it. To sit in the discomfort of disappointing someone and to teach yourself one tiny boundary at a time that you will be okay. This is how you stop just surviving and start being the author of your own life. If this video helped you understand yourself a little better, please share it with someone who might need to hear this. You are definitely not alone on this.